evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video, and it's another international reaction video because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we travel all the way to Iceland as we are going to be covering, of course, Iceland's national anthem. And just to give you a small inclination of just how small Iceland as a nation truly is, well, here it is, and it's just slightly northwest of the Faroe Islands, which is about how far is this? Is like 200 miles off the coast, just off Scotland, right here, and yeah, basically go through here. And certainly geographically, Iceland looks very interesting in how basically all of its major cities are basically all around basically separate coastlines. And then again, Iceland is also defined by its dramatic landscape and volcanoes, geysers, hot springs, and lava fields, probably all protected by the the Vatnajökull National Park. And it's basically takes up almost the entire, like at least 2/3 of Iceland right here. And it does make actually the idea of it doesn't even make it. It makes the idea of actually trying to get to like Iceland very interesting, because it's at least like a 9-hour flight if you were going from, let's say, Heathrow. And I'm not entirely sure. Again, if you were going from Newcastle, you could get to probably to Iceland a lot quicker. But then again, also trying to get your way to Reykjavik is probably the best course of action. And there are probably going to be some problems maybe getting through to seeing just about, because I want to see I want to see in my lifetime, I want to see an active volcano. I want to see geysers. I want to see natural hot springs. I want to see a nation that that is on average just above freezing every single day of the year. Because again, bear in mind, we go all the way over here, and it's basically almost the gateway between Europe and North America, with Greenland over here, and of course the northwestern passages north of the Hudson Bay, and basically just all the way to the US. And actually, to be honest, the more I think about it, actually Iceland is actually quite a lot bigger than I first suspected. I only really judged that it was kind of small, only on the basis that it has a population of just under 400,000, which, again, for so many cities, that's actually, well, cities/towns, including Kirkjaberjarkloster. That must be actually a pretty interesting tale and a half. And again, that's just, well, or you could, of course, just go to Vik as well, which, that looks really nice. It just looks a bit like a very small, little, cozy little town. And I especially like this whole church here. It almost looks something out of like a Playmobil model set. It looks so tiny and quaint, and basically it almost looks like something you might see out of, let's say, South East Island for some reason, just with how small and how compact the whole place is. Yeah, a remote seafront in South Iceland, and it shifts in the shadow of the Mosjaskóla Glacier, which covers the Kauta volcano. So if I wanted to see a volcano in action, or the Kauta volcano, go all the way to Vik, and he'll show me what a volcano looks like. We don't pay the guy. We just, he pays us to show us his, the old in the wall. And again, you get also to see things like the Aurora Borealis at dusk. I mean, look at that. I don't know exactly what would, just the reflection of the Borealis would cause like this little river here to turn green. But again, just look at that. In the shadow of what looks like mountainside, causeways that seem to change and ripple in color, the treasures of the islands of the Vikings. And I just want to see how much more there is. Now look at that there. That looks like something out of the set of something like Game of Thrones, which I know Game of Thrones was sort of like filmed in like the Czech Republic and was it Croatia or the Czech Republic that Game of Thrones was filmed? But look at that. It's definitely going to be on my bucket list of places to visit. mean, just Iceland's tourism boom. Maybe it isn't without its backers as well. What's this? Iceland is officially the best country. Excuse us. Iceland is officially the best country to live in. Again, all of these things are going to be worth exploring and looking in more deeper by the time we come to doing the translation for their national anthem. But while we're here, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to indulge in their national anthem, Lofsöngur. So please rise, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem of Iceland. The Song of Praise. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Lofsöngur, the national anthem of Iceland. And it is... I wish I could actually still convey the idea about how the Scandinavian national anthems have so far probably been proven as something of like some of the absolute best, because these are almost these come almost straight out of hymn books, as though this is like a personal prayer to God for everything their nation has been through, what they stand for, and the beauty. Again, they talk a lot about the passage of time and crying and flowers. It's almost absolutely that Iceland is just this beautiful, delicate flower grown in a environment ravaged by the courses of nature and has emerged as being one of nature. And it's, I mean, again, I've said this before, but Iceland, like, again, is one of those nations that strikes me so heavily that you have people that live amongst nature and surrounded by some of the most beautiful parts of Europe, as far as just in its position, globally, but its position as so far north of the Northern Hemisphere. And just how it's managed to stand amongst the others, with you each day as 1,000 years, each 1,000 years as a day, no more. It's far beyond a nation that is stagnant and living in the past. It is modern, it's beautiful. They've kept it beautiful, and they've kept it in such a way that anyone can enjoy its beauty from any part of the world, from any and all walks of life. We worship your name in its wonder sublime. Wonder sublime is like, again, words you don't hear too often in these sorts of videos, but I'm certainly glad that we do. And again, it would be really interesting to like rank all the Scandinavian ones, because Finland's is gorgeous. Estonia is, well, technically, I really want to almost include Estonia as part of that, but I don't technically think it is part of the Scandinavian group in Europe. Iceland is gorgeous. Sweden, I have not done yet, but I'm sure Sweden is going to be just as good as the others. Norway is fantastic. I don't think Denmark technically counts. Also, we haven't covered Denmark yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But it's like souls that have been resurrected from the depths of Valhalla to sing for the glory of heaven, that they shall be given a second chance, and that they have been spared from Ragnarok. Which I think I might be putting that in a slightly over-dramatic way, but I like the sentiment nonetheless. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed Lofsöngur, the national anthem of Iceland. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys felt of Lofsöngur, the song of praise for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.